Good morning. This lesson, lesson 8.6, is solving rational equations. So we simplified, we multiplied, we graphed, we added and subtracted, we divided. Now we're going to solve equations, not just look at expressions. Okay, the nice rational equations are simply proportions. And you know as well as I do how to solve proportions. You simply cross multiply, make an equation from your cross products, and solve that equation. Okay, so this one isn't going to be too difficult, and yes, they are contrived, so they work out pretty nice. So we'll get negative 21 equals 7x, x equals negative 3. Please remember to check for extraneous solutions. Here we'll get 3 over negative 15, so negative 1/5. And here we'll have 2 over negative 10, so that's also negative 1/5. Negative 3 is a fine solution. Okay. Here's another one, much the same. When we cross multiply, you'll take 7 times the 2x minus 10 and the 11 times the x minus 2. Okay. I'll whip through this because you guys are all geniuses. You can do this without me. I'll get 3x equals 56, 58, 40, 48. And x is 16. And if you check that, you'll have 7 over 14, or 1/2. You'll have 11 over 32 minus 10 is 22. That's also 1/2. You're not dividing by 0. You have a fine problem there. Okay. Percent problems are often rational equations. Okay. A coolant in a radiator is a mixture of antifreeze and water. The recommended mixture is 50% antifreeze. You have a mixture of 7 liters of coolant that is 40% antifreeze. How much antifreeze should be added to bring the mixture to the recommended level? Okay, I like to call these dump and pour. Okay, so right now you have 7 liters and it's 40%. We want to pour in my other beaker. We don't know how many liters, but that's going to be 100% because it's all antifreeze. And our result, what we want to get in our bottom container, is supposed to be 50%. The amount would be 7 plus x. Okay. So when we do this equation, I wouldn't personally do this as a proportion. I would say the amount equation is 7 plus x equals 7 plus x. But the value equation is 7 times the 40% and x times the 100% equals 7 plus x times the 50%. If you choose to put decimals in, that's fine. If you choose to have over 100, that is also fine. I just choose to leave my decimals out. Okay, so we'd have 280 plus 100x equals 350 plus 50x. Okay, do the equation solving, subtract 50x from both sides, and have 50x, subtract 280 from both sides, I'll have equals 70. So when I divide, I'm going to have 1 2/5 liters that I need to put in. Since we didn't have any fractions, we do not have to worry about having denominators. That 1 2/5 liters should make some sense to you. And you could check it. Okay, your turn. So normally when we would have this class without the flipped classroom, you would be expected to say, I'm going to multiply, cross multiply, and make an equation. And then solve it from there. Be sure to check. Be sure to check. Okay. This one. There's a couple different ways to do this. Some of you are going to say right away, well, if I move so I have the 5x on the other side, I would have 7 over 4 equals negative 14 over x. And now I can cross multiply. 7x equals negative 56. So x is negative 8. And the other method you could do, by the way, that checks. The other method you could do is say, I need common denominators. So if I multiply the first fraction by 4 over 4, and the second one by x over x, and the last one by 4 over 4, now those denominators are all the same. In order for it to be an equation, the numerators must be the same. So I'd have 20 plus 7x equals negative 36. So I subtract 20 from both sides, I get negative 56. And again, I get x equals negative 8. One of the things that makes teaching this hard is I'm not sure which each of you have for a favorite method to solve these. So then I have to say you could do it this way or this way. Gives it a little bit more of a challenge. Okay. Just like the last one. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to subtract 15 over x from both sides and then cross multiply, or if you want to get common denominators. So this would be 75 over 5x plus 4x over 5x equals 35 over 5x. And then cross out those denominators. So I'll let you decide which way you want to solve that. Okay, here's one where you cannot do that first method. You cannot move the x minus 3. If we factor this x squared minus 9, we see that our common denominator will be this denominator. So if I multiply the first one by the x plus 3 over x plus 3, sorry, drag it, equals, the other side doesn't need to change for the first fraction, but the last one, and I'm going to put the minus 4 in the top, I need the x minus 3. Okay, so now I'm going to note x cannot equal 3 or negative 3 because either one would cause us to divide by a 0. That's why it's so important to check. But now that we have those all the same, we could cross them out and just go to work on our equation. This would be 6x plus 18 equals 8x squared. Make sure you remember you're multiplying by negative 4x. So it's going to become positive 12x on the end. Okay, I did that wrong. Okay, so when I get everything to the same side, because it's quadratic, I forgot to find my like terms. Okay, so I'll have plus 6x minus 18. I'm going to take a 2 out and I'm going to flip my 0 to the other side. Plus 3x minus 9 equals 0. Well, that's going to factor into 2x and x. And it looks to me like we need plus 6 and minus 3. So you could use the box of diamond. Okay. So now when I solve that, I'm going to get x equals positive 3 over 2 or negative 3. But remember back up here, we said we cannot have 3 or negative 3. So this one's extraneous. But this is what x equals. Another thing that you could do is you could put that original onto Desmos and see what kind of nice answer you get from that. Okay, this is another one for you to practice. Okay. And this one. This one actually isn't going to be very difficult at all because the 7 needs the x minus 2, but the others have common denominators. So you'll be able to do that one fairly quickly. Make sure to check for extraneous. All right. This one, a company produces computer desks. The average cost to produce X desks can be modeled by that function. How many desks should the company produce each month in order to achieve an average cost of $85 per desk? So I'm putting 85 in for C of X, and I'm trying to find out what X is. X is the number of desks. Okay. So again, to eliminate the fractions, I've multiplied both sides by X. So I'm going to get 35X equals 4,000. And I got 114 point something. 114.29, and it kept going. So I said I need 115 desks. And then when I put that into my calculator, the average cost was less than $85. So they wanted, you got to think business-like. You want to say at least 115 desks to make that more cost efficient for the company. All right. So on this lesson, we looked at solving rational equations. I gave you a couple different methods. We had, there we go. We had one that ended up being a quadratic, so you had to factor. That's going to happen. A lot of them were linear. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. And my last bit of advice is check for extraneous solutions. Okay, make sure you check these. So I didn't finish all the problems, but you definitely want to check them.